the Silver Dasher.
Good morning. It's a Monday. I'm in my car and I'm getting ready to start the morning DoorDash. I'm going to get here and go ahead and start the DoorDash app, and we'll see how we do this morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was a bit busy weekend for us. My wife's a teacher and this week's their homecoming or something they have a week-long celebration. And so she teaches 6th grade, so I helped them yesterday decorate their 6th grade portion of the hall. Oh, look at there. And it's a Jex, and I'm not taking it. $5 for 14 miles. No, I'm not taking that. That put me down to 90% acceptance rate, but I'm not doing that in the very first order. I'm not doing that. So I'm on my way to my starting location. So until then, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, to my base station, so to speak. Sitting here, I'm next to Starbucks. Yeah, that first offer from Jags for $5 for 14 miles, and I'm not gonna take that. But the weekend was busy. Took my car in for an oil change and tire rotation. It was 10,000 mile. Car still under warranty. Didn't have to pay for it. And while they were doing it, they discovered that my oil pan was leaking. So they fixed that. That took a little while. Still under warranty. That said, it seems to be somewhat of a common problem with RAV4s and Corollas, or Camrys, he said. I don't think they have the Corolla anymore. So yeah, that's the importance. You want to keep your car maintained, especially when you're door dashing. Don't matter what car, how new it is, how old it is. Your car is your livelihood when you're doing deliveries. So yeah, that was a pretty busy weekend. Also went to the eye doctor. I'm gonna get some new glasses. I'm also trying out. I got a new filter lens on the camera. I noticed when I was editing the videos that I was seeing these strange green trumpet-like flares. Come to find out, it's a very common occurrence for this brand of camera that I got. After doing some research and looking at some conversation, the gentleman recommended this. So we'll see what happens and see if it works out, and see if it improves the quality. Right now, won't be able to tell right now because it's the sun hasn't really fully risen. The sky is still low in the horizon. But well, hopefully, I'll get an order soon here. So I will be back when I get one. So talk to you later. Well, this morning is not off to a good start. No, I did not accept that first order, but then I didn't get an offer for almost 30 minutes. And then an order did come up, and it's for Burger King, but it was for $7, 14 miles to the same location I would have gone in Jack's. So, but I was forced to take it because I haven't had anything for 30 minutes, and then gosh, and I'm already, it lowered my acceptance rate again, so I'm down to the point where I'm gonna have to accept everything today to kind of get that built back up. But today is just, I've never had to wait this long for breakfast, close to 30 minutes, because it's now 7:08 and I started at about 6:35. You saw how I got that first offer right before. Ooh, the sun's getting in. right before I even backed out of my driveway. And then after that, nothing until just now. So that's gonna be an interesting day. We will see what happens. So I'm on the interstate, heading to the next town, and in fact, I've been already touched with the customer. They just got off work and they're waiting for me at their house, and they're still in the car waiting for me. So, all right. Hopefully after this it'll get a little bit better. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that order to a young lady who, wow, some connection. She, I had to deliver to the next town, but she just worked third shift at a place that I deliver. It's a business in the town that I live, and I've delivered to that business many times, but she just got off work, and then it's ironic, we both came from the town I live in and came over here just for deliver food. But I feel for a young lady, but working third shift, boy, that's tough. But you do what you got to do. So anyhow, I'm on my way back to the station. Man, this has been a strange morning. Hoping to get more. So looks like I'm gonna be somewhat forced for right now to accept every offer, unless it's really bad, because right now the pickings are slim, so to speak. So it is now 7:28. It's already started for my session for an hour, and I've only got 2 offers. One I didn't accept, so I got an hour and a half, and my typical morning average doesn't look too good. So anyway, well, maybe my luck will change. So I will see you in a little bit when I get my next order. Bye. Well, I just now picked up a Chick-fil-A order as I'm heading back to home base. And again, it's a small order, $3 for 5 miles. But right now I'm to the point where beggars can't be choosers. Like I said, I'm to the point where I'm going to have to accept every dash until I can get my acceptance rate back up. So I'm on my way to Chick-fil-A, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, I just delivered that order. A little confusion. Well, in coincidence, that first order that I accepted at Burger King, that I went to the next town, well, she works at the place I just now delivered to. And I asked the employee the customer, says, do you know this person? Oh yeah, I saw her leave this morning. And so, but the confusion part is this business is huge, and they got employees in 2 different buildings, and unfortunately the gentleman who gave me the address to the second building where I guess is where their employee break room is, and he works in a warehouse, it's right next to it, but it's over on this side. And I said, I remember when I first started this, I delivered here, and I went to the address. When I very first delivered to this business, it took me over to the warehouse up front, but that guy worked over here. And so ever since then, every time I've delivered to this business, it's always been to where the break room is. Now, unfortunately, this guy, sent me this, and then said, well, I always come over to where the break room is. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to set it up. So I told him, so when I first arrived here, I said the address of that warehouse is, if you look at the front on the building, there's a big number. I think it's called 155 something, whatever this name of this road is. I said, that's the address. If you're going to want to deliver to that building, use that address. And so he's going to do that next time. Very nice young man. He understood my dilemma, and when we had a good joke about that, and especially when I mentioned the previous customer's name, he's, oh yeah, I know her. So all good. So, well, you know, like I said, now I'm off to back to home base, so to speak, and see if I can pick up another order, because right now I'm back. I'm not used to my equipment yet. I accidentally hit the stop recording button. Like I was trying to explain, things are slow, so user error on that part. So I'm now heading back to home base. Hopefully I pick up another order here real soon. So see you then. Well, I'm done with dashing for the breakfast run, and this has been the worst one yet. I've only had 2 dashes for a total of $11.44. And remember, I refused the first one, so there's only a total of 3 offers today in this morning. I never had it this bad before. I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of being Monday. It's also the day before the last day of the month, so I'm thinking maybe people don't have money and they're waiting for their paycheck tomorrow or the next day. So nobody was door dashing this morning. So hopefully it would be better for the lunch, which I'm going to be honest, I don't have too much hope on it. But like I said before, it is feast or famine. You just got to go roll with the punches. So I'm now going to go take a break, have an early lunch, and I'll see you during the lunch dash. So see you in a little bit. Welcome back. I am now getting ready to start the lunch dash. Hopefully it'll be way better than the breakfast one. I've already started the app. And time to get started and head back. I'm going to go to my standard area where I go for lunch. And once again, hopefully this is better than the last time. So we'll see you on the first order. Bye. Well, I got my first order. It took a while, at least 20 minutes, but it's to Arby's. I'll post what the amount is. But like I said, I'm to the point where I got to accept every offer I get. So I'm sitting here at the red light, heading towards Arby's. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Well, I just made that delivery. First time, I think this is only the second time I've picked up an order from Arby's. And I delivered to a business I never delivered before. So now, as I was in there waiting for to do the delivery, I picked up another order in the Subway. So that's where I'm heading right now, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right. Well, I just finished delivering that Subway order. It's to another school, and it's a school that I've never been to. I think I've been to the high school, and I think I've been to all the elementary schools, but this is the intermediate school. So another new one for me. So now I'm back on the prowl, so to speak, to find another order. I'm actually where the school is. It's pretty close to the south, the north end of the gauntlet. So I'm just going to go head towards that area and kind of work my way back up, and hopefully I'll pick up another order here real soon. It's been a strange day. This morning was really bad. The orders here for lunch have picked up a little bit. I mean, I've been somewhat saying, but it's on average about 2-3 minutes wait. I had one where the Subway is what I just picked up just as I finished that other delivery. So that was good. But let's see if I can get one sooner than that. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that order. Been to this house before. I was out in the country, mobile home. In fact, that was one of the very first customers I delivered to when I first started this door dashing. In fact, I did back-to-back orders. I remember that one day I went and got the order, and I remember distinctly it was a McDonald's 2 Happy Meals. and then the next order was a different restaurant, and I came back to the same address. So I guess, the kids got their Happy Meals and then decided, well, we want something, so I went back. So little things like that I remember. But yeah, definitely a very slow day. It's now 12:08. I've been dashing just over an hour 15 minutes. The orders that are coming in are slow and low. So I got about another 3 hours. So hopefully I'll pick up here real soon. So until then, I'll see you in a little bit. Just picked up another order from Buffalo Wild Wings, just a little over $9 for 10 miles. But like you said, I'm being forced. Really, I need to really take every order, trying to get my acceptance rate up. But I was parked in the area where I usually park for lunch, and Buffalo Wild Wings just down the road. But it looked like the order is going to go to the next town. So anyway, I'm about to approach Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, I just made that delivery to a neighborhood that I've been before. Wife and I, we used to live in a subdivision like this, where all the houses are the same. They're just next to each other and all that. And everybody's getting ready for Halloween. Everybody's got everything's decked out. I saw several houses. I mean, the entire yard is full of the inflatable decorations and But yeah, I remember when we lived in a subdivision like that. Our subdivision was very popular with the surround for the town, because everybody came. Not just from our neighborhood, but everybody else. They bring kids in by the truckload. And I remember we would have, every Halloween night we had like 300 to 400 kids. And all our candy that we spent $400, $500 on, we'd be gone in an hour and a half. So now that we've moved away into another house that's not in the subdivision, we're in a house that's off in the woods. We do not miss Halloween. We do not miss it. Oh my God. And that's, of course, it was nice, when we were there, especially with the little ones come, they're in the cute little costumes. But then it get real old when you get teenagers that show up with a bag, but they're not in costume, so they're just going around and, getting free candy. So anyway, this delivery is slightly out of zone, so I'm heading back into the zone and hopefully pick up an order here real soon. So in the meantime, I'll see you in a minute. Well, just picked up another order for Taco Bell as I was driving down the Gauntlet. And it's one of those, $5 but 10-mile orders. I'm kind of, forced to take these orders right now because this whole day's been bad. But I take what I can get right now because it's been slow and the pay's been low, slow and low. I need to copyright that. So anyway, I'm here to pick up the order. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just made that order. Very nice house, and it's actually on top of a hill. In fact, their driveway, as you can see, I'm a little rough here, but it's somewhat smooth asphalt, but it's a long driveway. And it goes up in a loop up top of a hill. And for a minute there, I didn't think I was going to get to the right place because it said, "Oh, the house is on the right." Well, I don't see a mailbox or driveway. Sure enough, there it is. But the house is I think it's about 300 feet because I myself have a 250-foot long driveway because our house is off the road in the woods. But that driveway is a little longer than ours. But it's peaceful. They're on top of the hill, top of the mountain. and nobody around them. They got a pool. It's like they got everything there. So yeah, it's another hot one, guys. I'm already getting ready to start my second Gatorade. It's been cloudless. Well, a few clouds have rolled in now, but it's been cloudless most of the day. According to car, it's 84 degrees. It's just now 1:14 in the afternoon. I got about, an hour and 45 minutes left in my session, and it's a slow and low day. So I'm slightly out of zone right now, so I'm heading back. I'm actually on the east side. Well, no, I'm the west side of town. Getting back on the interstate and head back in. So, yeah. Hopefully, maybe I get lucky and I get some really big orders here in the next hour and 45 minutes. So, till then, I will see you in a little bit. I picked up a small little order. It was from Zaxby's. It's only $2, but it's 1 mile away. But like I said, beggars can't be choosers. So, and I was in the parking spot that was near it, so it didn't go. It's not too far away. So here I am. I'm getting ready to pull in, and so I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that order. I think the heat's getting to me. I almost delivered to the wrong building. It was an apartment complex, but it was building C, and I went to building D because they told me that's where it was. So I have to be a little bit more careful. But I did get it to the customer. She understood. She said she had a package that was delivered in the wrong place, so she thinks maybe it's the same issue. So yeah, so slow and low. I'm going back to my normal waiting area. It's now, I'm going to take it. It's Burger King. It's only $3, but it's 8 miles. So anyway, like I said, slow and low. I have to take what I can get, so I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just made that delivery. I delivered to a retirement community. This is my second time here. First time I was here was during that first week that I started doing full-time DoorDashing, and it was kind of interesting. The directions tell you when you get here, it just gives you the address, and of course the retirement community, you got several buildings and all that, and that's when I learned to look at the instructions further, especially on delivery instructions. So I just delivered to the front desk, and the lady, and of course I tell who it's for, and she said, "Oh yeah, she'll be here, come and get it." So very friendly lady. And then as I pulled up to the to the front entrance, and I see off the side next to the parking lot 3 donkeys, and I said, they're just sitting there grazing. And I said, yeah, I see y'all send my donkeys. Yeah, we own them. It's for the residents, their pets. They got a couple of goats, a couple of horses, and 3 donkeys. And they keep them as pets, for the residents, to pet or groom. I thought that was pretty nice, but yeah, they had the whole side of the pasture there all, to themselves. So anyway, so heading back to base. It's getting really warm now. I'm already on my second Gatorade. Today, like I mentioned, it's a brutal day, slow and low. It's just now 7 after 2. I got less than an hour left in my session. Hopefully, I can get some more orders. I'm hoping to break $50 for the day. That's bad. That's bad. So anyway, see you at the next order. See you in a little bit. Well, I picked up an unusual order. I hate to do it, but it's
in 800 feet, turn left.
It's like $7 for 15 miles, but like the beggars can't be choosers. I don't want to refuse an order now. They will put me down below 90%. But this is not a food order. I'm going to Walgreens. This is the first time I've ever done anything at Walgreens. Now, I did pick up something at Home Depot one time, and that was a long trip. I swore I wasn't going to do that again, but unfortunately, looks like I'm doing something very similar. Pick up a Walgreens order and then taking it. It's about 20 after 2. By the time I get there, this may be my last order of the day. Like I said, this has been a bad day. I think it's just a Monday, day before payday, because I think tomorrow's the last day of the month, and I think it's just a lot of circumstances. Or either that, there's a lot more DoorDashes operating today than it has been in the past. So anyway, heading to Walgreens, and which is it's just right over here because I was in the parking lot that I usually sit. So this is gonna be interesting, something new. We'll see what happens. I'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered that Walgreens order, and I hate to say this, but that was the saddest, really the saddest place I've ever delivered to. It was a mobile home, and it was just covered in overgrowth. There was 4 or 5 abandoned cars. I couldn't get into a driveway. I went to a driveway right next to that one. And there's a house right behind that mobile home, and it had all kinds of abandoned cars and all that. I know somebody was in there because I saw a somewhat newer car in there, but I had to walk through the woods to carry the item to that mobile home because there was no other way to get there. Because the front door did match the picture, but that was so sad. I mean, it was like overgrown. I know somebody's in there because I heard a dog barking inside. But that wow, that really got to me. I am guessing, this is just a wild ass guess, it may be an older person that lives alone, probably no family and barely able to take care of themselves because there's nobody, there's trash everywhere, and the mobile home itself looks like it's about to fall apart, and what was delivered was adult diapers. Hence, that's why I'm thinking it's an elderly person that lives by themselves. You just feel for people like that, You don't know what their circumstances are, but you just feel for them, and just hope that they have a better life, or things get better for them. But yeah, that was talking about a brutal day. Not only has it been brutal in my door dashing, being slow and low, but that DoorDash was pretty bad. It wasn't directly from the customer to order. The merchant, Walgreens, is the one that hired DoorDash to deliver that order to the customer. So when I saw that, I didn't leave a message, hey, I'm on my way, because it's going to the merchant. So, and I believe it's a gentleman that lives there because it's a male name that they told me to deliver to. But yeah, wow, that's tough. Like I said before, getting old sucks. But what makes it worse, getting old and being alone. That's even worse. I wonder if that gentleman has any extended family or something to help him. Maybe that house that's right next to him is the extended family, and they're taking him. That may be the case. And they maybe put him in that mobile home to let him have some sense of independence, you know. But I can tell you this, you know, both of my parents have passed away, and after my dad passed, Mom did not want to go to a nursing home, so I had to take care of my mom for about 5 years while she was still living in their home. I would go there every week and take care of her, do her grocery shopping for her, take her to the doctor, and that type of thing. But you know, she's lucky she had me. I'm an only child. I have no siblings. But it's just, you know, this is not this is probably what I just encountered is probably very common in not only around here but probably where you live too. So anyhow, I would urge you, if you still have family, especially elderly, go check on them, make sure they're comfortable, see what, you know, if they have any needs, because you know being alone just sucks. So like I said, I was glad to be around for my mother after my dad passed. So anyway, so much for that doom and gloom. I wind up out of zone, but I'm actually heading down the road where our old house. We still have the house. We're fixing. We're cleaning it up and fixing it up to sell it. In fact, I'm driving by the church that my wife goes to, and our old house is just a mile down the road. So I'm going to head down that way and see, because it's the shortest way to get back on the interstate and then head back. Because our new house is only 20 minutes away from our old house. So I'm very familiar with the roads around here. But yeah, as of right now, it's now exactly 3 o'clock. And so that is the end of my dash. And there it is, it just popped. And wow, that is the lowest I've ever made on a lunch dash. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head back home and give you the final day. Brutal. So I will be back as soon as I get home. All right, see you then. Well, I'm back home after a brutal slow day. This is the worst day I've ever had since starting. And to give you some idea, I only made $11.44 this morning. Or for lunch, I only made $43.63 on 8 orders. So I have a running total of $55.07. Wow. Well, hopefully tomorrow will be a lot better than it's today. Plus, I ended on that very god-awful scenario of an order from Walgreens. But, you got to take the low with the high. And, like I said before, I'm treating this as a business. I may have to start accepting more and more orders for a while because, I need to keep my acceptance rate up. But that's for another day. So right now, it's the end of the day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. And be sure, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, please leave a like. That helps me to grow this channel. So anyway, thank you for coming with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.